Okay, I'm talking about this SAS business analyst a new certification that they have started, which is given on the statistical business analyst certification. Now, if you look closely at this certification, this is the second certification that becomes famous except the base certification. And this certification talks about analysis of variance, linear and logistic regression, preparing input for predictive model and measuring model performance. So we are looking at four things here. The linear and the logistic regression are intuitively same as somebody would have studied in the CFFRM or those easier courses. Uh, the preparing inputs for predictive model is something new, and model performance is also something interesting. So before we delve more into what they have given here, let's talk a little bit about these four topics. So ANOVA table is the table where we have p-values, we use multiple regression, the table talks about R square and things like that. The logistic regression is used for outcomes of true or false or yes or no, like probability of default. So the data that you have is having y as a default or no default. So you would use that in that part. The preparing input for predictive model is cleaning up the data and understanding how cleaning of data, and suppose you are not having a one entry in your analysis, and how would you tone things down there. So those kind of things become important on the cleaning of data and measuring model performance. So whichever model you are using, even when you go into different models like models of neural network or those kind of things, you have some modeling performance like the sum squared errors and things like that. So those are there. Let's move more into this. So most of the topics here runs on the procedural commands, and this is simple like just using those commands. It is simple to the other course that we take like MATLAB, where you have those commands to run the regression, and everything is in the form of matrix, and therefore it is called the matrix laboratory. Similarly, here things are in form of tables, and we are looking at running a regression on that. So data using the data set and running the logistic and the score procedure and looking at what they would do. Now the problems that we could get in the data is that non-linearity, things like using loops and conditional statement to find out data that should not be useful to us. And this reminds me of the SAS based certification. The other part here is remove the top 2 percentile data, or remove negative values, or doing what we call the Winsorization when you want to remove the outliers. So those are the kind of things that we might need to do for the input of the model. Then for the model performance, we have to look at various classification, and we have to separate data into training and validation data. So most of the time we run our analysis, we build our analysis on the training data, and then we use the validation data. And then again we need to interpret different type of charts. This can be linked to like the charts that we get in the MATLAB. And finally deciding a cutoff value of scoring. So this is that. Now a trouble here is that there is a lot less of content to study for this exam, that makes this exam challenging. But there are some articles there, so those would be helpful to us. So the certification is new, uh, and that would mean that they would keep the passing rate high. So a few things here and there would help you. So that was about the SAS business analyst certification.